How's it going, everybody? This is BeatTheBush. Today I'm going to review this portable electric bike called the Tide 2 from Fifth Wheel. You'll notice that it says Invanti on the bike itself. It's the Fifth Wheel website that sells these bikes. 60 pounds, it's still kind of heavy, except I can put it in my trunk without putting the seat down. There are a lot of advantages to this because people won't be able to see that there's an electric bike in the trunk. I can just go to any trail with my car and then enjoy those trails with an electric bike. First, we're gonna do a brake test. This thing goes at a maximum of 25 miles an hour. So I gotta go far back a bit so I can get enough speed to start stopping at this backpack. I started stopping at 24 miles an hour right at that backpack. Little hard to reach 25 because you need quite a long straightaway. The skid mark is kind of light over here until it gets a little bit darker there. I stopped a little bit earlier, so it's kind of like there. About 30 feet stopping, going at 24 miles an hour. The motor's rated at 550 watts, peak of 900. Let's do an acceleration test to see how many seconds it reaches 10 miles an hour, 15 miles an hour, and also 25 miles an hour. I'm gonna go in 3, 2, 1, 0. That was about 11 seconds. The road was a little bumpy, so I'm gonna go on the main road here. Try it again. 3, 2, 1, 0. Maximum throttle. 17, 19, 20 mile an hour, 22, 23, 24, 25. Yep, about 11 seconds. And a hard stop. Let's skid a little bit and see how that performs. Okay, not too fast. Normally you have to step over like this, get on the seat, not a big deal. And then when you get off, you got to step over. But if you don't have this bar over here, we just do a little step over here. We don't have to lift it up as high, and then we just get on. I equate this to kind of like having an SUV. You open the door and you just almost just sit down on a stool because the height of the seat is very high. You can see the disc brakes spinning, and I'm gonna apply the brakes and we can see it stop. Here we're looking at the 7-speed Shimano shifter gear. It's shifted to first gear. Now it's back to second, and then third, and then after a while, 4th, 5th, 6th, and 7th. Running into some gravel, we can see the front shock absorbers move up and down. This is directly absorbing the shock that would have went into the handlebars. Let's go at maximum speed, 21 miles an hour, or 25 miles an hour right now. On a full charge, I ran for 7 miles and only 1 bar disappeared. Extrapolating, you're likely gonna get about 35 miles of range without pedaling, and if you pedal, it's gonna be a bit more. If I put all my weight on this seat, we can see it compress. So there's a shock absorbing for the seat. To remove the battery, push on the lever underneath the seat and pull it upwards. You have 2 keys for the battery. This is the anti-theft device. It prevents anyone stealing this bike to not be able to remove this battery anymore. You probably still need some other thing to chain it to the bars. So if I remove this, 48 volts, 10.4 amp hours for a total of 499 watt hours. So a pretty hefty battery for this bike. You'll notice the back has these holes over here. There are other accessories you can put on here, such as a little seat cushion for another person. Although the maximum weight would be 330 pounds. I'm around 150 or so, so you can put another one of me on this back seat if you have a cushion here, or you can add a wider basket to hold stuff. So I think they did not include any accessory by default on here, just so that you can choose what you want. It's fully in my trunk right now. The back seats aren't even down. So we can take it out. You got to make sure this pedal is not in the way of this bar. Once it's out of the way, you can pull it and then lock it in place. But to unlock it, you got to pull it up and then you can unfold it. And I'll stand it on its leg. And this part, you just kind of pull it over here as well and lock it in place. Adjust the height of the handlebar as needed. I switched in the seat absorber shock post, and I didn't realize that it's gonna make this seat about 2 3/4 inch taller. It's probably the tallest I would want it to be because I have the tiptoe and I'm about 5'8". I was able to get to this nice outdoor area with bridges. I do have a GoPro on my helmet and it's stabilizing the image a lot. It absorbs a lot of shock, although I can still feel it a little bit. Overall, very maneuverable. And in terms of stability, it really is between a scooter and a full-size bike. Many times you just don't really need the maximum stability, but you need more portability so you can fit it in your trunk. Now I'm gonna unbox it and show you how it comes in the mail. And then I'm gonna show you all the parts of the bike and all the features close up indoors. Look for the purchase link for this bike in the video description below. Lift the box up, making sure the bike doesn't fall over. Lots of packing material here. And I can use a little pin if you feel like we're using these zip ties. The instruction sheet is on the box, comes with a pair of keys. This is a 109 watt charger, outputs 54.6 volts at 2 amps. And we have this accessory box where there are 3 zip ties, 2 pedals marked left and right, Allen wrench tool, the instruction manual. There's a front reflector, 2 wrenches, a cap, a little fastener for the front light, and also the screw to put it in place. Note that these are the foldable ones. You can push them in and twist them so they can tuck away more compactly. First, we'll attach the mudguards. If you lift the mudguard wire kind of closer to the screw, it's likely this silver one here, the 4mm Allen wrench. We can open this up. There's a bit of Loctite on it. Put that back in and tighten. It has a nice handle, so you get a lot of leverage on it. Now we'll do the other side. Move this a little bit outwards so it's easier to put in the handle. Open up this lever here to loosen and just roughly put it in first and then lock it in place. Now we can have more leverage and pull this upwards. This is another one of those locking mechanisms. We can just put that in and hopefully I can just lock this in place without any adjustment. Yep. First time I've seen it come with 2 seat poles and this is very cushiony. And just put it in and lock it again. Now we'll put in the right pedal, twist it in place and tighten it. Put in the left pedal. You have to turn this counterclockwise, opposite of what you would normally do, and tighten it. Notice this kickstand is spring-loaded, so it won't put as much wear on this plastic bushing. See how this little piece here moves down, out, away, and then when it comes up, it gets back into place. So this mechanism would be more durable. To turn on the e-bike, make sure the battery is on, and you can check on the battery status by pushing this on button over here. Right now, it's almost 100% full. The lights will turn off after a few seconds. To turn it on, press and hold the power button for a few seconds. It starts up and it shows your speed, your level of assist that goes from 1, 2, or 3, or you can completely turn it off by going to 0. There's a battery indication here, so you don't have to look in the back of the battery. The odometer is right here. This is brand new. Change this readout by pushing the on button one time to the trip, and then to voltage, which is 49.2 volts, and then the time. Long press the plus button to turn on the light. You can see it turn on back there. Turn it off by long pressing it again. You can engage the motor in a slow speed without pedaling or pedal assist by pressing and holding the minus button like this. See, it goes forward a little bit. Press and hold the plus and power button. We can change it to show the average speed, and you do it again to show the max speed. Do it again to show the regular speed. Enter the setting mode by pressing the plus and minus sign at the same time. There are 4 different codes, one for brightness, one for changing the unit from kilometers to miles, one for changing the speed limit from 20 miles per hour to 25. This is kind of important because if you wanted to go faster, you want to go in there. And you can also reset the odometer or restore to factory settings. This means that you can't really trust the odometer because you can reset it yourself. So let's go in the parameters again. Parameter 1, that's the backlight brightness. We can change it between dark, medium, and very bright depending on the sunlight settings. Press the on-off button to change parameter. So it go to parameter 2, and if you press plus or minus, it'll change it to kilometers and then back to miles. Let's change to parameter 3, which right now is at 20 miles per hour maximum. So let's go to 1, so now it's 25 mile an hour maximum. Change it to parameter 4. I don't want to reset the odometer right now or restore the factory settings, so I'm just going to change it back to parameter 1 and press both plus and minus to exit. The default angle of this is pretty good for me, but you can change the tilt angle if you want. Just loosen these bolts and you can twist it as needed and put it back into place. There's a front reflector accessory that you can put on. Put it this way with the bigger piece on top and put the screw in. It does need to be scooted kind of close to this side because this bar is thicker over here. When I tried to tighten it on this section, it was just a little bit loose. Remove the protective film. This is the first time I've seen an e-bike include a shock absorbing seat pole. The one that has a seat attached already does not have a shock absorber. This is what you see over here. There's a very strong spring inside and this moves up and down. You're supposed to swap the seat into this one if you want to use this more springy version. I've actually replaced my seat cushions with this kind before. It has a bigger area to put your butt so that it's not as sore when you ride for a long time. If you guys are interested in this fifth wheel Tide 2 electric bike, check out my affiliate link down in the video description below. Thanks for watching this video. Until next time.